Yo YouTube! This is my video for today, Tuesday the 23rd of April. It has been a bit of a grind again. I'm not doing particularly well with my earnings at the moment, but I'm going to keep plodding on, keep trying, and we'll see what happens over the next few months. So today I had a job to finish off from yesterday, which was my Lincoln delivery this morning. I arrived on site and gave the box to security and I was finished by about 9:25. So then I got myself onto the side road, parked up and looked for jobs, and I was quite optimistic at this point because I have in my mind Lincoln's been a good place to find jobs from in the morning. So I'm quite often getting jobs from Lincoln, from where I live. But this morning, it was very quiet in Lincoln itself. There were jobs from sort of Chesterfield, Sheffield, Nottingham, a couple from Boston, Wisbech, Oakham. So all around, about an hour away from where I was. So I've been on lots of jobs, but because I was an hour away, there was no way at this time of the morning I was going to get those jobs. It's bound to be someone closer. And then when I looked at the active map on CX, there were 3 drivers available who had long wheelbase vans, and there's another driver with a small van actually in Lincoln itself. So there's 5 of us actually in Lincoln, and about 2 or 3 other people in the local area vying for these non-existent jobs. So when I realised that, I thought I had no chance of getting a decent job. But I put bids on and I was sort of wondering what to do, and luckily at 10:25 I received a call offering me a job, and it was a job that had gone off the CX system and I barely remembered it, bidding on it. It was a pickup in Oakham going to Walsall, and I was 55 minutes away, 41 miles from the pickup, and I just confirmed with the shipper that they knew how far away I was and my ETA for getting to the point, which was about 11:15. And then I accepted the load, and I think the reason why I got it is because of the size of the pallet, because he did check with me that I could take a 1.5 metre high pallet, and I can do that really easily in my van. My van can take up to 1.65 metres in height quite easily, both at the side and the back doors. So 1.5 metres is great for my van. So there's 1 pallet to collect and deliver to Walsall, and I got to the pickup point, and it was like a warehouse, and the guys there were really friendly. So this is Oakham. I haven't been to Oakham much, but Oakham reminds me of Blackburn, the people that were there. Just really friendly at the warehouse. Sometimes you get warehouse people who be really surly and bored with their job, but this was kind of goods in, dispatch, security all in one, and they had a sort of sign-in screen, and they helped me do it, and they was really friendly, really nice. And I just stayed where I parked up to walk into where they were. They just said turn you round and we'll load you up in a minute. So that was a really nice experience to get that loaded up. It was raining, I remember, when I got loaded up, and it was raining quite a lot on the way to Walsall. And then when I arrived at Walsall, the unloading was really easy, and so I was offloaded. I'd earned £75 for 80 loaded miles for a long wheelbase van. That was a goodish start to the day. A bit late, but good start. I'd arrived just before 11:30, and I was off site at 1:30. So then I looked for another job, and I quite quickly got a no. So at this point, sorry, no. Before I did this, before I looked for a job, I did my good deed for the day. I have to give a bit of context for this. Last Thursday or Friday, I had a job where I was taking. I collected some items from a manufacturer, and they said to me, "Can you make sure we get the paperwork back?" And I think it's because they usually have their own drivers doing the deliveries. So I rang a shipper and said they want to have the original paperwork back. How should I do that? Should I post it to you, post it to them, what should I do? And the shipper said to me, just take a photo, take a good photo of the paperwork, upload it to CX, and we'll see if that's good enough. So I did that, and I didn't hear anything else of it from them. So as far as I'm concerned, I did what I was told to do by the shipper who's employing me. But it did niggle with me that I didn't actually give the paperwork back to the manufacturer. So I've kept it with me, and I thought if I'm anywhere near Willenhall, I'll pop in and give the paperwork. And today, Walsall was 8 minutes away from Willenhall. So I did that. Before I looked for a job, I went straight down to Willenhall, gave the paperwork to one of the guys that were at the place, got off site and then did some searching for jobs. So I can't remember what time I was searching, but it wasn't that long after 1:30, probably about 1:45. And I got a call at 1:55 offering me a job to go from Walsall to Stafford. It was for a medium wheelbase van. It was a couple of pallets. It was only 20 loaded miles, and I bid £50, £50. And surprisingly, I got that. So I made my way to Walsall now, having had the call, and arrived on site at 2:30. I got loaded up. No, sorry, I arrived on site a bit before that. I left the site at 2:30, and I arrived at the Stafford at 3:11, and I was off site by 3:30. So really, it was an hour job from arrival at pickup to leaving the drop-off. That in total was an hour of my time. So that was a pretty good job in the end. But that's when my day kind of came to an abrupt halt. So it was 3:30, I was in Stafford. It was quite nice weather, like it is now. And I was looking for jobs, and again, a bit like I was in Lincoln, I was quite far from all the jobs that are coming out. I thought when I got the job, I was close to sort of Cannock, close to Stoke, quite close to Burn-on-Trent, even commutable to sort of Telford and Wolverhampton. I thought I might have a good chance of getting a job, but it was really frustrating. I have a lot of these experiences recently where on the CX I'm available for work, I'm keen to work, and I'm just not winning jobs. The prices that are going for are cheaper than I think is fair, and I'm just trying to find anything to go anywhere. And I get more and more desperate as I wait longer and longer and longer. So I found myself in Stafford, and there was just nothing coming out close to me. And stuff that was coming on the CX was sort of an hour, 40 minutes away from where I was. And there's loads of drivers in sort of Birmingham ready to take those jobs. So I was really stuck as to what to do now. It hadn't been a great paying day, and it was now 4:30. I'd been there for an hour, and I thought give it an hour, and I had to start doing something. So I then started moving. Oh yes, sorry. But by this time, during this hour, I had received a call for a job in the morning. So I'm picking up in Boston and going to Gainsborough, a short little job in the morning. So I have to get home tonight. So this is what was frustrating. I want to get a job, just any little job, heading eastwards, but there's nothing available. Nothing I can win. So come 4:30, I started to drive east looking for work, hoping something would come up going vaguely in the right direction. And it was very frustrating because I was basically ending up dead miling it home, and it was about 80 miles dead miling home from where I was in Stafford, about 2 hours. And then what was quite frustrating is a job came up. I got to near Derby and a job came up from Birmingham, and the postcode was B46 for a small van job going to Peterborough. And I'm pretty sure that might be a regular job, so I've made a note of it. It was 7:50, sorry, a 5:15 to a 6:30 pickup, or 6 o'clock pickup, and that would have been great for me to get back home. So I've made a note of it. So if I'm ever in that situation again, I might head towards B46, and hopefully that's a regular job going out of Birmingham. But today I was over an hour and 5 minutes away from it, going the wrong direction. So I had to let that one go. But just as I was giving up all hope, I did get another job. It wasn't perfect, and I'll describe that to you in a moment. But I was kind of resigned at 4:30, actually at 5 o'clock now. I was resigned to just going home without getting more money. And I was quite tired, quite looking forward to going home, but disappointed in the amount of work that I was earning. And it was, as I said to you before, it's a common occurrence nowadays, having that feeling of frustration and not earning enough money during the day. So rather than actually giving up, I did keep bidding. And this is where it might be different to some people. I mean, lots of people would do this, but some people might just give up. But I don't try. I like to not give up. I like to try and show some resilience. And I couldn't stay out overnight, but I was prepared to do something a bit out of the way. And the job came up, which I eventually won, pick up in Nottingham, going to Wellingborough. It's 70 loaded miles for a small van, and I bid £60. And at the time I got the call, I was about 20 minutes away from the pickup, but I was heading in the right direction. So I was sort of between Derby and Nottingham. I got the call at 5:35, and I had to arrive before 6 o'clock. So we put the postcode in, and I found out that I was going to be arriving at 5:55 at the pickup. So the shipper was happy, I was happy, and I've got another little job. Now it won't have made much difference to my stats. At the end of the day, it's £60. It's not going to make or break my day, but it just makes the day a little bit more worthwhile. It makes it worth, in my mind at least, persevering and not giving up and having a bit of flexibility. And some people might say, that happens to them, oh, that was lucky, I got a job, at the end of the day. I refuse to regard it as being lucky. I could have not bid on that job. I could easily have gone home and ignored it and not bid on it. And I bid a decent price, £60. I didn't go too low for 70 miles loaded. So it wasn't luck that I got that job. And it isn't luck when you get your job when you happen to bid. Because if you don't persevere, if you don't bid, if you don't try, you're never going to win the jobs. And when you do try, most times you don't win the jobs. But it doesn't mean that when you get the odd success, that's lucky. That's just stats. It's just statistics. If you try 10 times, 10 days, one of those days you're going to get a job. It's not a lucky job, it's just because you kept trying. I do find, this is my little rant, I want to try and explain it. I do find it frustrating when people do talk about luck in this. And I think it's about perseverance and resilience and working hard. That brings you luck. And that's just an example of where I could have just gone home and not won the £60. And who knows, maybe when I get to Wellingborough, which I'm on the way to now, there'll be another job that gets me home from Wellingborough to Peterborough. I think it's unlikely, but if I don't look, I'm never going to know, am I? But I suppose you'd think that was lucky as well, wouldn't you? Anyway, that's not a big round. It's just a thing that I've come across. I refuse to put my faith in luck. I put my faith in hard work and resilience. Right, I'll give some stats for the last 2 days, and they aren't good, to be honest. They're not good stats, but they are what they are. As what's his name? The YouTuber does it quite a lot. I noticed. TMSV, Jono. He says that a lot. Right, and I think it's caught on from other people. But anyway, it is what it is. So, 2 days I'll do the full amount and then the average. So my total amount of mileage over the last 2 days, that's Monday and Tuesday, is 646 miles. That averages out at 323 miles each day. 323. By the way, the reason why I'm averaging it out is because my Lincoln job was spread over yesterday and today, so it makes more sense to average out the 2 days. My amount of time worked by the time I get home, assuming I get no other work, in total 23 hours and 3/4, effectively 24 hours. So 11 hours and 50 minutes on average each day. My total amount of earnings for the 2 days gross is £425, 425. That averages out to £213. I've rounded it up, £213 per day. On fuel in total, I spent £106.80. So on average each day, £53.40. And that means I've made, after fuel costs, over the 2 days, £318, 318, which is an average each day of £159 after fuel per day. So way off what I want to be earning. But it's kind of par for the course at the moment. So between £150 and £200 a day after fuel, which I'm not that happy about. It's not sustainable, I must say. But I'm going to keep plugging away and see how it goes. Right, that's the end of my video. Thank you very much for listening. If you are one of those amazing shippers and drivers out there who are so professional and kind and polite and hardworking and fair, then I hope that you are really successful, however you choose to define that term. I'm really grateful for all the people I meet who are nice to me on a daily basis, who smile, who are helpful, who are just really nice people, just going about their day. And most people I meet are like that. Right, so yes, thank you for listening, and I shall... Oh yeah, I'm working tomorrow. I won't now be working Thursday, or obviously Friday, and next week, who knows. So tomorrow will be my last working day of this week. So farewell, friends, until tomorrow.